Me ouch! Influencer's $8,000 cat transformation turns into perfect disaster. I did it for attention, admits TikTok star, as bizarre feline procedures leave her scarred for life. Imagine filler for your face migrating so badly it gives you agonizing acid reflux. Or being in so much pain from barbed threads pulling your cheeks that you try to rip them out yourself, leaving permanent scars. That's the shocking reality for Jolene Dawson, a 29-year-old TikTok wannabe who blew a staggering $8,000 on experimental procedures to look like a cat. Why? In her own jaw-dropping confession, she admits, "I was just doing this for attention." Yes, you heard that right, attention. But this cat astrophy is just the tip of the iceberg. From deadly TikTok challenges to influencers risking it all for likes, we expose the terrifying trend of clout chasing gone horribly wrong. Watch on if you dare. The cat astrophy is revealed. Jolene Dawson isn't your average attention seeker. The Gold Coast, Australia venture capitalist thought she'd found the perfect way to claw her way to TikTok fame by transforming herself into a feline. This was always intended to be a publicity stunt, Dawson confessed to Jam Press in what might be the understatement of the century. Sources reveal the 29-year-old splurged a whopping $8,000, that's 12,000 Australian, on what doctors call experimental procedures. Translation: dangerous and untested. The cat wannabe had fillers injected to flare her nostrils and barbed threading to accentuate her cheekbones. But her body rebelled against this bizarre transformation. "My body began to reject the filler," Dawson revealed. The filler didn't just stay put, it migrated throughout her face, causing extreme acid reflux as it traveled through her nasal cavity. But that's not the worst part. The barbed threading was so excruciatingly painful that Dawson took matters into her own hands. Literally, she attempted to remove the filaments herself, leaving permanent lesions and scars on her cheeks. "I'm well aware of how dumb this was," she admitted. "I've been in a lot of pain because of it." Pain isn't the only price she's paying. Dawson has since hired a therapist to help work on her need for validation in the form of public attention. That's right, she needed professional help for her attention addiction. But wait, it gets worse. The butt lift nightmare, the shocking truth. Dawson's catastrophe isn't an isolated incident. Social media has become a breeding ground for dangerous body modifications that are killing our youth. The Brazilian butt lift has exploded in popularity thanks to TikTok, where the hashtag has garnered a mind-blowing 2.9 billion views. That's billions of impressionable minds being exposed to a procedure so risky some doctors refuse to perform it. The intoxication a person feels from the combination of dopamine and adrenaline that's released when their posts go viral is unbelievable, warns NYU's Langone health psychologist Yamala Diaz. Neurologically, that's like a drug. And like any addict, once influencers get that first hit of online fame, they'll stop at nothing to get their next fix. Social media has become what one expert calls a visual megaphone, blasting unrealistic beauty standards directly into the brains of vulnerable viewers. Young women are seeing these perfect post-surgical bodies racking up millions of likes, while the horrific recovery and life-threatening complications remain conveniently off-camera. Is it any wonder that desperate fame seekers like Dawson are willing to turn themselves into cats? What's next? Lizards? Aliens? How far will they go before they end up dead? And speaking of dead, some influencers are paying the ultimate price for their few seconds of fame. Timothy Isaiah Hall, known to his 273,000 followers as Timbo the Redneck, died at just 18 years old while attempting a fishtailing driving stunt to impress his online audience. The reckless maneuver ejected him from his truck before the 4,000-pound vehicle toppled onto him, crushing his internal organs. His devastated mother, Tessie Hires, told the Post, "If I would have known some of the dangerous things he was doing in his TikTok videos as his mother, I would have stopped him and he'd still be here with me." Instead, Timbo died with 2.5 million likes to his name. Was it worth it? The death toll keeps rising. Chloe Phillips, just 15 years old, died of a massive heart attack after taking the Benadryl challenge, which dares teens to consume massive amounts of the medication to induce hallucinations. Joshua Haley-Usis, only 12, was found unconscious by his twin brothers after attempting TikTok's blackout challenge, where participants choked themselves until passing out on camera. He was pronounced brain dead and died after 19 days on life support. Other deadly trends include the Tide Pod Challenge poisoning, Cinnamon Challenge lung damage, and cooking chicken in NyQuil toxic fumes. Is a few thousand views worth your life? The madness doesn't stop there. Influencers worldwide are putting their lives on the line for the perfect shot. A Portuguese travel blogging couple dangled precariously from a moving train crossing a bridge in Sri Lanka. She in a floating yellow dress hanging off the side while her boyfriend leaned out to kiss her forehead. One slip and they'd be splattered on the tracks below. American influencers Kelly Castile and Cody Workman faced worldwide outrage for an Instagram shot showing them kissing while Kelly dangled over the edge of an infinity pool in Bali with a deadly drop below. Did they apologize? No, they defended their actions and even gained followers through TV appearances. Russian influencer Sergei Kosenko drove a motorcycle off a pier with a bikini-clad woman clinging behind him. His reward? Deportation from Bali. Others have faked disabilities to skip airport lines, dried underwear in public airport lounges, harassed wildlife, and stripped naked at sacred sites like Malaysia's Mount Kinabalu, causing international incidents. What will those attention-obsessed social media stars do next? Jump into volcanoes? Swim with sharks? The race for clicks knows no bounds. What drives seemingly normal people to such insane extremes? Experts say it's all in their heads, literally. Once viral hopefuls experience the initial hit of online popularity, they'll stop at almost nothing to recapture and maintain that electrifying thrill, explains Dr. Diaz. The platforms themselves are designed to be addictive. TikTok and other platforms are constantly raising the bar on what it takes to be widely noticed, warns Dr. Diaz. And that creates a vicious cycle where influencers must continually up the ante with more outrageous stunts just to stay relevant. The need for validation becomes so overwhelming that it overrides basic survival instincts. That's how you end up with people like Jolene Dawson willing to mutilate themselves just to see those follower counts tick upward. I had to hire a therapist to help work on my need for validation in the form of public attention, Dawson admitted. At least she got help before it was too late. From Jolene Dawson's painful cat transformations to the tragic deaths of young TikTok stars, the message is clear. The pursuit of viral fame can lead to disaster. I just want to advise against ever getting experimental procedures and any procedure for the wrong reason, Dawson now warns after learning her lesson the hard way. But will others listen, or will the allure of instant fame continue to drive people to ridiculous and deadly extremes? One thing's for sure, in the wild world of social media, 9 lives aren't enough to save you from the dangers of clout chasing gone wrong. For influencers like Dawson, the pursuit of perfection came with a catastrophic price. Jolene Dawson went from successful venture capitalist to scarred catwoman with acid reflux and permanent facial damage, all for a few extra followers.